Alrighty, thank you guys for tuning in today. We are at the shop. It feels like it's been a while since we done anything in here on camera. So anyways, we have some parts trickling in for the Velociduty. Are we sticking with that name? I don't know. But anyways, Velocity Blue parts coming in hot. Nothing too crazy just yet. First order of business. We'll get to that in a second. So over here, suspension side of things. The 2020 and up Powerstrokes, they sit a little lower than the factory, 17 to 19 trucks. So went ahead and ordered just a leveling kit. Now here's the thing with this leveling kit. I don't know if I'm gonna use this. I'm super torn between just a leveling kit and actually like lifting the truck like substantially. But anyways, here's what we got. I went with a PMF suspension track bar. This thing is borderline indestructible. Very, very good adjustable track bar. So along with the track bar, I just went with the standard Icon, shocks here, 2.0 series. Quality shock, nothing insane, not a remote reservoir or anything, but yeah, nice shock. And for the coils, I went with the Icon, also the dual rate leveling coil. Now, dual rate, if you guys don't know about that, you can do a little research into a dual rate. I'm not going to sit here and explain to you exactly what that is, but you can mainly tell a dual rate by the coils are closer together at the top of the spring. It's actually upside down. Coils are closer together at the top and they spread out towards the bottom. Basically, it gives you a softer ride right off the get, and then it stiffens up, so obviously you're not going to bottom out or nothing weird. So there you go, super fast introduction on the parts that have arrived so far for the 2020. All right, guys, first order of business for any one of my trucks. You guys know I'm a huge fan of S&B intakes. I actually had one sitting on the shelf here at the facility for the gray truck. Never got around to installing it. So, of course, that won't work because 17 and 19 takes a different intake. So here we go, 2020 S&B intake. I don't know if you guys are running anything of the sort yet, but that's what we're doing. We're gonna install that thing today. Let's get the truck pulled in. All right, guys, moving to the intake side of things. I'm not gonna waste any time. So, as you can see, if you're not familiar with this, there's something different here than the 17 to 19 trucks. Real quick, here's a picture, 17 to 19. Boom, look here. Do you see where the battery is? Do you see where the intake box is? The actual filter housing. See where it's at? Ford engineers that took a page out of S&B's handbook. I'm kidding. They actually just went back to the 11 to 16 style. 11 to 16 style was this style with the battery in the back, filter in the front. 17 to 19, they flipped it for some reason. I'm sure they had their reasonings. 20 and up went back to the original position. This allows air straight in through this air duct, straight into the filter. You can actually see the pre-filter thing in there. Straight into the airbox, straight through the intake, straight into your engine to go fast. Wow, guys, that literally took like maybe 60 seconds. All you need is a flathead screwdriver. It takes off that band clamp, comes down, and you undo the latches on the box, lift that whole top piece out, and then your filter and box will just be in there. You seen the filter, it was actually all gummed up with some bugs and weird stuff right there that I'm gonna vacuum out because that's nasty. And then one 8mm bolt right down here on the lower scoop intake mount. 8mm bolt right there, boom, pull that out, and then the air box simply just lifts right out. 60 seconds, I swear you can have that out. I'm used to doing the 17 to 19 kits where you gotta take all kind of stuff off. You gotta pull the battery, you gotta pull the battery tray, and then you gotta reroute the cables. Long story short, this is a dream to install. And then here is what we're working with on the S&B stuff. So we have the new monster filter. We have the intake tube itself. New intake scoop that goes on the top. This will sit right here. This is self-explanatory. That sits right there. Your grommet for the air box, another hose coupler thing, rubber coupler for the end of the intake tube to the truck. This is a plug you can plug your air box with. I think it goes right there. If you want a fully sealed box, like if you're in super dirty situations where you're working with your truck or whatever. But there is times where this could be used. So yeah, there you go. New clamps, new hose clamps for the rubber coupler to go onto the truck. What's really cool with the new stuff here, I didn't know this, they do not do screw mounts anymore with the little Phillips head with the washer things to hold down the top plastic on the top of the airbox. On the airbox itself, that clear plexiglass lid or whatever it is, they use little Phillips with washers on each corner to hold it down. This just goes in, there's a little groove on the inside of this grommet here where you put this around the plexiglass, the plastic there, and it's just in there and it just pushes down on top of here, which makes super easy access to get in there or whatever. You don't have to have Phillips, you can pull that in 1 second. Moving down the line, we have the foam for the airbox foam insert to go on this back one here. I'm gonna put that one in because that's actually on the back side of the box where all the heat is coming from the engine. So I'm gonna plug that one up. And then, yeah, that's it. You have your new mass airflow sensor mount and gasket, and then very minimal hardware. This will take the place of the old OEM airbox mount, which is this big metal piece there. And then your 2 bolts. This is very, very quick and easy install. All right, so I got the box mount, the supplied one through S&B, bolted on to the truck with the factory bolt on the rear threaded hole. You can see it down there. So that's on, that's what actually the new airbox bolts to. And then I have the airbox all set up with the intake tube grommet on the box. I have the foam piece in the rear bottom hole. The intake lower scoop mount is ready to roll. And then also you have to put a bolt and a washer on the bottom of the box. That actually sits on the one of the rubber grommets on the truck. So that is ready to go. I just wanted to show you guys that really quick. Before I put it in, oh, forgot to tell you, I have the 2 rubber grommets in the actual mount holes that go to that bracket that I just showed you that I bolted on the truck. So yeah, this is literally cruising very, very easy. Box is going in. Two new bolts go in the back side of the box into that bracket, and then you use the last remaining OE bolt to bolt the side of the box to the truck, and then your box is secure. 13 mil, I'm gonna tighten her down. Okay, now moving to the intake tube itself, you need a little tiny T10. Yeah, I know it's rusted because everything's freaking wet and damp in here because the humidity is insane. So yeah, I gotta take care of some things with my tools. If you guys know how to, if you got any tricks on how to keep humidity and moisture down in damp old garages, let me know. Obviously I have a dehumidifier. Okay, so you want to make sure that the factory mass airflow sensor gasket stays on the actual sensor itself. You don't want to lose that. Figure out the orientation of your deal. I think it could go either way. Yes, I think that is true. And you can see the little cutout inside this, the spacer supplied through S&B. So that's where the factory gasket rides in, the white factory gasket rides in that little groove. So you just slide this puppy in just like that, boom, boom. So now that is sealed. You take your new supplied gasket, which is just a piece of foam, slide it over the sensor, being careful not to rip and or break anything. Make sure that's all the way up there. See through your holes, make sure you're good. Okay, now this, if you guys don't know, there is an arrow on these. These have to be in the right way. They can't be like this and the airflow's not that right. You gotta have airflow going in the direction of the arrow. Which way is it pointing? I don't know. You gotta figure that out for yourself. So air goes to the oval end of the intake tube going into the truck. Are you guys on the same page? So you take this puppy, you slide it into the hole, break it just like I just dropped it in right there, noticing the arrow going that way. Airflow, feeling the flow. They give you new bolts. They are Phillips head instead of the little Torx head. Slide those down in, make sure you're in, like Flynn. What's that saying even mean? Tighten her down, but you don't want to break it. You don't have to over tighten it because that is a foam deal, but you want to make sure it's in all the way. Okay, this is ready to go in the truck. Make sure to put your rubber adapter grommet on, because you can do all this and then not have this on like I always do, or you forget a hose clamp and then you got to take it all back off. .5 minutes later and we're done. So there you go, super clean install, zero issues. And guys, if you haven't noticed already, I opted to go with the closed style box, not the open style. I'm running the open style on my 17 Platinum, which looks super custom. It fits really good with the intercooler piping and whatnot. But on this truck, I don't know why, I wanted to run the closed style. So here we go. So there you go, guys. S&B closed style intake, first mod on my 2020 6.7 Powerstroke F250 Velocity Blue, Velociduty. All right, so right off the bat, you are gonna get the little throaty V8 chug, chug, chug noise. You hear that thing sucking in there. Let her breathe, brother. It for sure doesn't feel as like dead on the bottom as it did before. You can hear the throaty V8 sound in here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, but slightly more turbo whistle, definitely more V8-ish like throat sound, throaty, and definitely a little more pep on the bottom end. Alrighty, guys. Yes, it definitely picks up power on the very bottom end of things. Off the very bottom, before the turbo even gets into any action, you can totally tell that there's a little pick-me-up going on there. I actually haven't checked it yet since I left the old shop. Woo! Platinum, looking real dirty. Been neglecting her. Got the fuel contras on there. JB's wheels are on still. The Dodge has officially left me stranded. We have to fix up the old Dodge here because I like this truck. I don't know what you guys think about it. I personally like it. I want to drive it. So we got to fix that. I have some stuff for that coming soon. I have like an absolute truckload of parts for that truck. Just like repair stuff just to get it, you know, daily drivable. Platinum is still here. I don't know what to say about the Platinum. I'm all over the place with camera stuff today. Batteries are dying, memory cards are filling up. But guys, real quick, if you have a 2020 and up Powerstroke and you want to put an intake on it, link in the description, shameless plug. I like to offer this stuff for you guys after I test it, after I use it on my personal trucks. It runs very, very well. Super easy install. Everything fits perfectly. But yeah, check it out. Link in the description if you guys want to get an S&B intake for your 6.7 Powerstroke. They also make them in the open style. Open style looking like that. You got this massive monstrosity of a filter, intake tube, whatever. Open style looks like that. And then the closed style is just the box that goes around the whole intake filter. Is it proven that it's sealed. A sealed box performs better than an open style in the engine bay. I don't know. Should probably dyno them both. But all right, guys, thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for checking out my blue truck. Thank you for checking out the intake and the parts that I got, the leveling kit. Should we use those? Should we get big lift? Should we get an 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch lift? Then it becomes unpractical. I like daily driving the truck. Just thinking out loud. But hit that subscribe button, join the family. As always, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
These two really haven't been together like this. Nice. Nice.
I had to get this dehumidifier. It's been running 48 hours straight. Everything in here is like wet. We've had a ton of rain and the shop's completely flooding. And over here, there was a little hole in the ground about the size of a quarter. And the water that was flowing out of this hole was insane. I mean, it was flooding the shop. I could like stop it and it was like, there was pressure. It was pressurized. I don't know what the heck. But yeah, everything's like wet in here. That's water. So humid. So humid.